We out west with it, where we live illegal, leaning off a leader, riding regal, tipping scales like Libras. Inhale, no L's, pulling out blocks like Jenga. In the rear of a Caprice's Billy Rams, flicking decent nonetheless. Nothing less than tens for the speakers. You'll hear us before you see us with beats that beat the streets up. Yeah. So try and keep up and keep it low key, cause police try and treat us and keep us on a leash.
This is a traffic jam, traffic jam, traffic jam, traffic jam. Traffic jam, traffic jam, traffic jam.
out west with it, where we live illegal, leaning off a leader, riding regal, tipping scales like Libras. Inhale, no L's, pulling out blocks like Jenga. In the rear of a Caprice's Billy Rims, flicking decent nonetheless. Nothing less than tens for the speakers. You'll hear us before you see us with beats that beat the streets up. Yeah. So try and keep up and keep it low key, cuz police try and treat us and keep us on a leash, cuz that's how they see us, thinking we nuts. Cuz we'll die for the ground beneath us, because this land made us. This land made of players that stay on paper. That's how we came up amongst the mayhem to the day when we display what we made of. The game can never change us, the West Side teachers. On these streets where you find that D before G. We out west with it, back down, trying to flip a dollar. If you looking, then we got it. You just got up in a block. We out west with it, riding clean, wetter than the sea. On the scene with a full tank, blowing AC. We out west with it. I'm posted, let me know what y'all on. Cause if y'all get on something, then just hit my phone. We out west with it. Yes sir, hustle for every penny in the trenches, but we turn struggle into strength. Smell the grind in the air, take a whiff. Only the nose knows the aroma. Compose the money rolls that fold up, holding cold cups. Searching for those that got the purple O's for the $4. And we can go nuts and stay at the stove like gross us, and post up with O's on the table like coasters. It's how the game coached us, made us all in the soldiers. Now that dough is the focus, so know that we own this. Molded by the hood role models, riding good, the latest model, drinking good, raising bottles like we just missed a pothole. You got to know that it's impossible to stop our flow. We've seen it all from watching cops reload 30s a dro while drinking the night away until the block got slow. You'll know as soon as you see us, we the ones laid back in the cut. My demeanor seems to always get me up. We out west with it, back down, trying to flip a dollar. If you looking, then we got it. You just got up in a block. We out west with it, riding clean, wetter than the sea. On the scene with a full tank, blowing AC. We out west with it. I'm posted, let me know what y'all on. Cause if y'all get on something, then just hit my phone. We out west with it. Yes sir, hustle for every penny in the trenches, but we turn struggle into strength. Yeah, home of the survivor, survival of the fittest in the town. It's wicked, you can J down in a minute. What am? What's the business? The biz is how you down and get it. From Cape Town, the fifth city that sounds the fifth's empty. When we tipsy, it's risky. Where the lick be, at least 10 deep. It tempts me, but there's no mystery. Where the chips be, the tips G. Just our history from the 60s. Pimping ain't easy, but we bleed it. This here game is in our veins, in the air we breathe in. Believe this, it's no game, but the key is your mouthpiece, spit your game. But believe, turn nothing into something. We suffer without supper long enough. Struggling from summer to summer, the same place where the dope is sold. It's home to the Oprah show, the same.
Take notice, the Entourage DJs are taking over the game. The Midwest invasion is here, and the true Midwest mixtape king is giving it to you. It's DJ G-Spot banging your mixtapes right now.
You are now listening to the Mixtape. DJ G-Spot and Mick Lou, Chi-Town's finest. It's definitely representing Southside, Westside, stand up.
Yeah, they honor my persona. See my coat of arms, cloaked in armor. Live and die by the code of honor. The honorable, known as Mick the Conqueror. My mantra is that of a monster. Vengeance is endless until you extinct like a condor. What you think I was armed for? I'm knocking at harm's door. Molded by the force, call me the Black Mamba. I'm putting up numbers like Kobe in the garden. My thought fears, thoughtless as I talk shit, and there's nothing as heartless as my root spot. Deeper than the darkness that dwells where the sharks live. You sleeping with the fishies, surfing with the marlins. On the surface, I'll unleash the carnage till you surf, till you starving, searching for a market. I'm the pit boss, tally up your losses. Your fate is sealed way before the card flips. You marks ain't shit. Topic of discussion, they ain't talking about nothing. Keep their noses in the sump, y'all ain't talking about shit. I hear them wolfing in the whispers, snakes in the grass. We ain't thinking about your ass, y'all ain't talking about shit. Fucking lying, I ain't buying, ain't nobody even trying to hear that dumb shit you kickin'. Y'all ain't talking about shit. Find yourself some business, get yourself a life. It's your dad, motherfucker, y'all ain't talking about shit. Unlike the players, y'all engage in betrayal. So brave, do anything for the day they can slay you. So devious, even if you can't even see the hate. I don't need to plead my case till you fleas, I seize the day. Feast off your mistakes from the cleanest of plates. Palate of a pharaoh, it's all seasoned to taste. A vision of perfection, at least 3 in my face. Fanning me with feathers, tease me with grace. I can't conceive defeat, nor will I concede the race to these conceited lames that can't believe my pace. So intrigued by my intrigue and display that intrigues the brain, there's nothing left to say. Hands down, I lure them to attack like cash is the allure of a champion with my banner in the rafters. Topic of discussion, they ain't talking about nothing. Keep their noses in the sump, y'all ain't talking about shit. I hear them wolfing in the whispers, snakes in the grass. We ain't thinking about your ass, y'all ain't talking about shit. Fucking lying, I ain't buying, ain't nobody even trying to hear that dumb shit you kickin'. Y'all ain't talking about shit. Find yourself some business, get yourself a life and skedaddle, motherfucker. Y'all ain't talking about shit.
And I'm rocking with the bigs.
Hey, this is Jason Kidd, and we're rocking with the bigs.
I'm Chris Bryant from the Chicago Cubs, and I'm rocking with the bigs.
This is Mark Cuban, Dallas Mavericks. You're rocking with the bigs.
WIFTBPM.
Live from What's in It for the Black Media Studio, you're listening to The Bigs with Eugene McIntosh and Terrence Tomlin.
Let's begin now.
Y'all know what the song means. It means it's officially time to jump back down on the soil, man. I'm your man, T. Tomlin, coming to you as usual with my player partner, Gino McIntosh.
What's the Benoski Fulioski?
It is all good on this beautiful Friday. I hope everybody that's tuning in at the moment is enjoying their Friday as well, man. Thank you for tuning in. You know it means the world to us.
Man, Ron Rilla, what's good back there, Joe?
What's going on, y'all?
The producer.
Man, it's all good on this side. Like Cousin Two say, blessed and highly favored.
Blessed and highly favored. What Herb said, if I was doing any better, I'd sell myself.
That sounds like some type of porn, if you ask me.
Putting a price on it, okay?
Yeah, knowing Herb though, you never know where Herb got that one from. So, but I feel him though, man. That means you feeling good, and like you said, it's Friday, man.
As long as the sun out, man, I'd be cool.
Well, the sun ain't out right now.
It's a little gloomy.
Yeah, it's a little gloomy.
Yeah, but it's better than it was. Yeah, I mean, so
48 after a few days of 60 plus.
That's I had to throw on the Scully today. I'm like, you know what? I gotta play it safe.
Yeah,
don't let me get tripped up out here with pneumonia or something. You know?
Already know how the shower do you, but again, man, it's Friday. Pretty sure a few people got paid today.
Shout out to everybody that cashed a check today for sure.
No, but it's all love, man. What's good with y'all, man? What's good with you, brother?
You know what, Gino? I woke up today thinking about something I haven't thought about in years, man. I was thinking about the Grammys on Sunday.
The Grammys are on Sunday?
The Grammys are on Sunday.
So how are they doing it?
I think they're going to be at a location, but I don't think it's going to be a crowd. You know what I mean? Because they still got a plethora of performers that I think are going to be performing on a stage. Like,
yeah, they do got performers.
Yeah, they got a whole list of performers, and no lie, it's busting. Like, if you're, how the Grammys call it, urban music fan.
Yeah, right.
All the urban artists are definitely slated to perform, man. But I woke up thinking about.
I'm glad you put it in the quotes.
Yeah, exactly. You know what it means. But man, I got up thinking about the man Freddie Gibbs and Alfredo, which is nominated for Hip Hop Album of the Year. Man, I went on and took a peek at the rest of the nominees, and it dawned on me that this man is that this man is about to win a Grammy.
No, he's not.
If you look at the rest of the nominees, I feel like
D Smoke, right?
D Smoke, no.
That D Smoke album was fire though.
I never heard it.
Me either. So this is what I'm saying. Like,
man, go check it out. I don't know.
Now, have you heard Alfredo?
Heard Alfredo. It don't got as much substance and content as that D Smoke album.
Right.
That's interesting because I felt like Gibbs
get the rest of the nominees. Get the rest of the nominees. D Smoke,
Fred, Nas.
See, this will be
exactly.
This will be the year Nas wins because he's never won before.
Yeah, and what was the name of the album?
King's Disease.
Yeah,
and the more that I listen to it, and to admit, I'm Nas' biggest fan. The more I listen to King's Disease, the more I'm straight on it. I understand where it came from. A 45-year-old Nas
I
in
didn't
his
think
glory.
I would ever hear you say it, Gino.
I don't need to hear King's Disease again. Like, it's cool. And this is just my own personal opinion. You know, I've fallen off mightily under the hip hop act. It's really got to be something that I really want to hear. Or
it's really a toss up. Let me go through the rest of the nominees
Fred,
real quick.
Nas,
so we got
D-Smoke.
D-Smoke, Alfredo, Nas with King Disease, The Allegory from Royce the 5'9",
right.
And then we have a written testimony from Jay-Z and Jay Electronica, even though it's just Jay Elect.
Man, I really don't want that one to win.
Why not?
You didn't enjoy that one?
I did, but it wasn't a Jay Electronica album.
Right.
It was a Jay-Z and Jay Electronica album.
Right, that's what he just
said.
It was definitely a combo album.
I don't want him to steal he gonna steal a Grammy like that, man.
You know what?
Jay Elect is gonna steal the Grammy.
Yeah, he can steal it because Jay-Z is on damn near every song.
See, now he was on like 60% of it. You know what I mean? But see, now I feel like the offering from the man Jay Elect was so anticipated. I think he delivered. You know what I mean? I feel like the time spent waiting on it, he delivered.
To be waiting for 10 years?
Yeah, but see, now if you say D-Smoke got some substance in it and you passing off the Jay Elect, I don't know, Ron. I don't know.
I mean, there's definitely substance in Jay Electronica's album, but we've been waiting for 10 years for a 10-track
And that's
album.
that's not the album that we waited 10 years for.
I didn't wait it. And then it was stuff on there that was.
But it was like track for track.
But
album
not with
waited
Hov.
on.
We don't want Hov on more than one song on the Jay Elect album. I need Jay Elect.
So who do you mean we?
I want Hov on your intro, fam.
Because Hov killed every. I mean,
I'm not saying
my
he
point
did
exactly.
But what? Like, how was that a knock on Jay Elect?
Because that's not a. We want
I wanted you. I wanted you, bro.
Yeah,
I wanted your album.
We don't need a Hov featured on every song. We need one. We need Hov featured on one track.
I know how Gino feels about Hov. Like, what is wrong with Hov featured on the Jay Elect album? He's the only other artist.
How many times?
But it's like cheat code.
He's the only.
It's like cheat code.
It's not a cheat code when you're Jay Elect. When you're Jay Electronica, that's just part of your bag.
No, you've been hyped up too much. You got to prove that you still this Jay Elect that we've been waiting for.
I personally think Jay Elect could have held an album down on his own without
Exactly.
Hov.
But see, as I'm saying, he didn't have to prove that.
To guys like this, he
for
did.
your first album, you have to prove that you haven't given us nothing. You got to prove that
I
you
think
can
that's
still.
the casual Jay Elect fan. Even just with the installments that he gave us, like Jay Electronica had nothing to prove. You know what I mean? Except the fact that he could drop an album. You know what I mean? And he did that. And honestly, if he goes back into hiding now, who's going to complain?
Me.
I really haven't run the Allah You Akbar album back.
Because that's what it is. That's why it's full of substance.
To who though?
I mean, to Jay Elect's fan base. D-Smoke won a singing, won American Idol. You know what I mean? Like,
all I know is his brother is who?
Brother is Sir.
Right. That's all I know about
D-Smoke.
D-Smoke.
And his album was better than D-Smoke's, I'm sure.
Yeah, it was.
But Sir isn't
But it's
hip hop
R&B album,
though.
bro.
But see, now it's different because Sir's but he's spitting. You know what I mean? He's basically rapping.
Okay.
Sir sings too, and he had a lot of features on that album.
Well, Sir ain't nominated for the Grammy for Best Hip Hop Album. So we talking about D-Smoke, Nas, Royce, Fred, and Jay Elect.
And is that not a wild combination of nominees?
Yeah,
you know what
because
I mean? Like,
did y'all hear that Royce album?
I did hear
Royce is nasty with the but see, Royce is a different. You got 5 different artists right there. That's 5. Those are 5 different type of hip hop artists right there.
I've never seen it that wide range of hip hop artists in the Grammy nominees.
But you got Gibbs with the gangster. You know what I mean? You got Nas with the consciousness. You got Jay Elect, who's a. See, now would I put him in the same boat as Nas?
No, because Nas wasn't really spitting.
And Nas got a huge history.
Yeah, Nas has a wide range of album releases, so I wouldn't necessarily call King's Disease conscious. I will call it like
It wasn't a conscious
the
album.
2020 like Illmatic is what it kind of reminded me. It was just a 45-year-old Nas in his glow. Like that's all that was.
I would definitely rank King's Disease last out of these. You know what I mean? And I'm not a Royce the 5'9" fan. I definitely messed with that album. You know what I mean? Like, Tidal would try to sneak a couple of the singles in, and I ended up going ahead and testing the whole album out, and it was good. You know what I
y'all
mean?
do me a favor and y'all listen to that D Smoke album after this. T, I want you to.
Yeah, I'm gonna let you put that on T.
How many times is he gonna on T?
Yeah, because I'm not listening. I'm not listening to D Smoke.
But how many times is he gonna drop in Spanish? You know what I mean? I watched him on the contest with Chance, and the man, his thing where he would drop into Spanish. You know what I mean? In between his bars, he'd be rapping, and then he go no so. You know what I mean?
So he'd switch over.
Yeah, switch.
Oh, he's bilingual.
Yeah, he'd start rapping in Spanish in
Okay.
between bars.
And see, now that was, I feel like for the competition purposes, he needed that. You know what I mean? Now, did that necessarily mean that I was going to flock and go listen to his album? Not necessarily. I low-key was watching it because of my girl. You know what I mean? So, Ron, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to give it a test drive.
Name it D Smoke. You have to listen to it.
I'm going to give it a drive. But all I'm going to say is Alfredo, though, is one of the best.
So you
rap
think
albums.
Freddie Gibbs should win the Grammy?
I do think he should win the Grammy.
Why? You think his album was the best out of all of them?
And that was my point. I woke up looking like bar for bar, production for production. You're not losing anything with Alchemist going as hard as he did. It's 10 tracks on that album, and all 10 of them are fire. Yeah, I mean,
it's only 10 tracks on Alfredo.
It's only 10 tracks on Alfredo, but
Picking Alfredo over Jay Electronica's album though.
I'm definitely taking Alfredo over the Allah You Akbar album.
Oh yeah, I'm still spinning Alfredo. Straight up, I'm still spinning.
I haven't
Alfredo.
listened to Alfredo in maybe a month or so, but I'm definitely taking that over Jay Elect and Hove. Royce, I really haven't gotten into it. I let it run while I was doing something one day. Royce is cool with me. I've always been a fan of Royce. He gives me, when I need to expand my horizon, when I need to think, I can count on Royce to make me think lyrically.
He cold.
Yeah. Oh, no doubt. There's no doubt.
Album, but I think it's one of those. The Grammys kind of know. You know what I'm saying? Who they want and who they. I think they not gonna give it to them.
That's why I feel like the nominees are interesting because I'm like, none of these cats are normally in the Grammys purview. You know what I mean?
That's because hip hop. It's just like it's like Black Lives Matter. It's like all this is now it's the popular thing to do. It's like, and there is the Baby.
But see, I know. I think he's performing, but I was expecting to see more names along those lines.
Right, I agree.
And see, now here I've seen Gibbs everywhere. I was watching ABC last Sunday.
Yeah, he was on that undefeated joint,
and he hosted it.
Yeah,
did a great job. I think he's doing something today.
Jimmy Fallon tonight.
Yeah, he's doing Jimmy Fallon tonight. Look, Freddie Gibbs then turned into.
I love Fred.
A
you know we love Fred, but I don't see Fred winning no Grammy. I think that Grammy goes to Nas. He got
the bar on. He say my name Cocaine ain't gonna put me in the nominees. You know what I mean?
Well, they put him in the nominees, so that's a win. He won. Like if he doesn't come away with the actual award, he still won for being nominated. Coming from Gary, Indiana. Defying all the odds, being blackballed, fighting the court, fighting the rape case.
Mom to the Grammys.
Yeah, taking moms to the Grammys. All the things he's had to endure over the years and still coming out on top 10 years later. Independent, he finally signed a deal. I don't know if it's with Warner or who it is, but.
Because that's where he dropped the last album or the last two.
Yeah, so I mean, you don't make the Grammy. You have to reach a certain level to get in that Grammy, territory. And it's kudos to Fred. I would love to see Fred come away with a Grammy.
I'm happy I brought it because I haven't had a chance to hear the case for the other.
The case for Nas is he's Nas and he never won. And King's Disease, people are heralding like
so
it's
that's
classic.
like Denzel winning for Training Day. Almost.
Well, Training Day was raw though.
Training Day was raw, but he lost for I feel like better roles.
Oh, no doubt.
You know what I mean?
No doubt. But again, I think with where we are in society, that was the cool. It was like this is the year to honor hip hop. Like this is the year to everybody to be Black Lives Matter. This is the year for everybody to use their platform for social justice. It's that thing with the Grammys. They're not stupid, bro. They've been around for a long time. So, but the Grammy still goes to the most popular artists, and this will probably be like D Mo said. What did Mo say?
Beats and Eats.
He said Fred had the best album amongst the nominees, depending on who you're talking to, bro. Because if you're talking to Ron, he thinks D Smoke has the most substance out of all of the albums. I haven't heard it.
I'm actually like I'm interested in that take because I feel like first of all,
and substance
as far as my taste, that's how you get me.
It sounds like Good Kid, Mad City.
I think he's but see now I think he sounds like Kendrick Lamar as well. You know
really?
What I mean?
But he's from L.A.
Exactly, but still, you know what I mean?
So Kendrick is his daddy?
Well, he's a Kendrick's son, yeah. He's a son of Lamar, you know what I mean? But see, now, I don't want to take away because the cat definitely is talented. It's why he won.
No doubt.
You know what I mean? And honestly, that's why I got roped into all of those episodes is because he definitely had talent. I thought he was more talented than Chance, and Chance was a judge, you know what I mean? So
I think so too.
Yeah, I definitely wanted, I don't want to take anything away from D Smoke. Definitely shout out to him for getting the nomination. That's crazy.
So Rod Circle 7 said, "No sir, Gibbs still overrated. I wasn't impressed because of his monotony."
And like you said, I feel like thanks to Facebook, I've seen more of that take. You know what I mean?
Oh, Facebook hates Freddie Gibbs.
Yeah, I mean, you see Fred call himself Big Lord Bunny Rabbit. That's gonna get pushed back from real mugs all the time. You know what I mean? So,
well, we leaving all of
we know why he called himself that.
Yeah, and we leaving all of that alone. Whether you think Fred is gangster
but
Gibbs,
see, now that's a huge part of Gibbs. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but
did you see the merch line he just dropped?
The Lord,
he dropped a bunch of Vice Lord merch with the bunny holding up the VL. On tees and stuff. Yeah, you know I mean, but that's Gibbs for you, you know?
Well, I know Freddie Gibbs. I know Gangsta Gibbs. I know Frederick Tipton.
Shout out.
I know all of them guys.
Yes.
And again, I would love to see Fred come away with the Grammy. I don't think he is. I think it will go to either Jay Electronica and Hove or Nas.
You see, now, if it goes to JLX, I'll be hella disappointed because, even though I messed with that, it wasn't the best album.
Right.
You know
but what, does the best album win the best hip-hop award at the Grammys?
Absolutely. I mean, the best album doesn't normally get nominated.
There you go.
So.
But no, I'm happy you brought that up, man. I'm definitely happy to see Fred in his glory. And
is he performing at the Grammys?
I'm not sure. I haven't seen anything about it. Like I said, the last post I saw from him, he said he was gonna be on Fallon tonight.
Okay.
Shout out to Roddy Ricch though. I know he going.
Like Roddy, all them albums. Roddy Ricch, The Baby.
He's nominated.
Gotta
for the box.
Gotta be.
I definitely gave Roddy Ricch's album a spin, and Young Thug. You know what I mean? Young Thug. All of that.
Yeah, see, I'll be expecting to hear those guys. But again, I'm out the loop, so I don't know who dropped.
That was completely out of my element. I feel like the pandemic kind of pushed me into listening to a few things I don't normally listen to. And Joe, Young Thug, Thugger Joe. I may still off a mug for Thugger Joe.
Thugger has the most loyal fan base damn near of all time.
I was asleep. The man is totally wicked, Joe.
I'm good on Thugger.
I'm Gucci too.
Yeah, but that's I was Gucci.
Yeah, but it's it could be raw. The pandemic has actually done the opposite for me. It's pushed me further away from music. Like
I can see me and my girl getting into some Thugger right now. Yeah, I mean it's straight up. Turn up music.
I saw people talking about a Drake EP the other day, and I'm like, bro, I don't care one bit about
that
Drake.
Was decent,
it was decent.
I don't care though. It could have been the rawest EP ever. I don't care. I don't want to hear Drake. I don't want to hear Rick Ross.
One listen.
No, not one.
Freestyle.
That's all I've been seeing people talking about. I haven't even given it a spin, Joe, because I don't care.
I know you. I know that's never going to touch your top.
But 2 years ago, I would have tapped in just to hear what the people were talking about. But I don't care. Mm-hmm. That's where I am with hip hop these days. I just don't care anymore. Like falling further and further away.
I feel that as well. I feel you. I definitely feel that. And I low key, I'm like, if we end up on a road trip or something, I'ma sneak it in.
That would be the perfect way to sneak it in for me. I'll be all ears then, because what else would I have to do?
But no, I feel you, man. So I'm totally gonna be tuned in on Sunday. I'm gonna send you if D Smokes wins. I'm gonna send you a text. I may roll up or something this weekend and give them all, give them all.
I'm telling you, do that before the Grammys.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna do it, Joe, for sure.
Well, let's take us a break, man. Ron, really take us to break. When we come back on the other side, man, let's get into it, man. The Bulls are huff.
Woo.
Spring training is kicking up.
Let's just forget about last night.
No, we can't. Actually, that's what we're going to talk about when we come back on the other side, man. Ron, really take us to break. You're on the soil with the bigs.
WIFTBPM.
Rogers, let me ask a question. Do either that son or your grandson smell like transmission fluid? We trying to find Ruthie a husband. You funny niggas.
Trying to find Ruthie a husband?
No. We trying to find Ruthie a husband. You heard that good, let me ask you, Rogers, what does Ruthie need to do to find her husband?
I listen to her little voice. I like that little passing voice she got.
Hey, she say...
I know you kind of small, ain't you?
She said you got a pension?
Huh?
She said you got a pension?
Look here, I'm coming down to the... Where you on station located at? Where y'all located?
We down here in Bronzeville. Look, this is what we gonna do. We gonna get you, we gonna do a love connection off the line. Rogers, I want to tell you, man, thank you so much for calling.
You all downtown somewhere?
Yeah, we downtown. I'm gonna put
y'all talking about it. Matter of fact, I'm gonna get the address. I'm gonna come into y'all station one morning.
We gonna have you come down. We gonna have you and Ruthie, and we gonna have you sit
I'm an early bird anyway.
Ruthie, you can be the grandmama, the great grandmama of over 110 children. I love big families. You know what I'm saying? 110.
My brothers and sisters. Brothers and sisters. Yeah, no bullshit at the pulpit with questions for the reverend, like why I gotta die to go to heaven, or are these lies and deception a sign of what's next, to deny my progression to my soul through my spirit from my mind and my flesh. You be hard pressed to alter my perspective. It's reflective of my perception. All the lives and the tribes that's affected, dying quick, effects from environments neglected, disconnected, disrespected. This the same section we never invest in. Our own sales from our own shells, become owners on our own. They get on with our own help. Yeah, creators of our own world, communicate. We accumulated our own wealth. Created in this image, so when I say it, I meant it. Do the science for yourself. My brothers and sisters, we ain't niggas and bitches. My brothers and sisters, we ain't niggas and bitches. Can you dig that though? And I put this on my mama, Black Madonna, Mother Earth, Mother Africa. I'm honored to be a part of where it started, selling Starburn through the stardust on my starship. My heartbeat is godly. I'm the light harnessed from the darkest part of darkness. Such a godsend. I'll teach my son to treat your daughter like a goddess. I teach my daughter to treat your son like a god king. I can never deny my fate. My melanated skin tells my story every day. Fortunately, my fortune awaits. Majority of the world, minority in the States. Yeah, we blossom from the concrete. The world copies what they see, then mocks my mystique. The possibilities impossible to see. The ways a Western man can match the prophets of the East. My brothers and sisters, we ain't niggas and bitches. My brothers and sisters, we ain't niggas and bitches. Young brother, young king, you're a genius. Young sister, young queen, supreme beings. All you have to do is believe it. All you gotta do is believe it. Young brother, young king, you're a genius. Young sister, young queen, supreme beings. All you gotta do is believe it.
Y'all
All
niggas.
you gotta do is believe
and you
it,
gonna
man.
be niggas forever. Just like us. Niggas.
Can you say that without getting docked on Facebook? I don't know what you can say on Facebook nowadays, bro.
I think we can say it. Just,
Oh yeah, yeah. We say it every show.
We know what not to say though.
We definitely know not what to say. Real quick, let me give a birthday shout out to my little cuz, my youngest cuz, who may be shining the brightest, man. My cousin Trey. You know
Trey, what up, kid? He's still in Florida?
He's actually in Vegas right now, man.
He on the tee up act.
Come on. Hey, first of all, I got to tell you, the man has got to be one of our biggest listeners. He hit me up and was talking about something that we talked about a couple of weeks ago and wanted me to tell you that he got nothing but love for you.
That's my boy, Joe. I'm glad. I've been watching him grow the last 5-6 years, man. He going to be one of the GOATs.
Definitely is, man. So I know he's tuned in. I want to make sure I give a big birthday shout out to my cousin. I love you, bro.
Trey, hey, man. Before we get into the sports, man.
Thank you for the background music, Ron.
Yeah, Ron Rilla was on point right there.
Yes,
I think
sir.
that's that. Ron Rilla, what's this promotion my mom is talking about? I was listening to the Mays Jackson show. What did I miss?
I missed the show too, but apparently they was talking about my manager and promotions.
Yes, sir.
Oh, you a manager now?
I'm managing now.
Yes, sir.
Oh, you gotta let me hold something then, man. I know I know you getting a little paper then.
Got a ticket for y'all when I make it.
Yes, sir, Ron.
All right, man. Shout out to Ron Rilla, man, on the real, Joe. But yeah, before we get into the sports talk, man, but the group chat, man, the group chat loves to disrespect Currency, man. And every time they do it, I tell them, just wait till I tell the biggest lifer on the land how much y'all disrespect Currency, man. And they were talking about some meme. You said you saw it.
Yeah.
And they were talking about Currency's fans are the only people who thinks Currency has any classic albums. And then one of the cuz in the group chat, he said the only thing Currency has that's classic is his car collection. I said, y'all wait till I tell T about the disrespect for
real
Spitter.
Disrespectful.
Are you you disrespect Spitter too, man?
Look, I'm just gonna say he got an album.
So we gonna leave you out of this one, Ron. But see now,
wow, Ron.
Mixtape ass nigga.
Wow, man.
The code. But see now,
what was Currency's last album?
The one that's out now is called The Collection Agency. And see now, I had to take a deep breath because to me, non-listeners of Spitter, it says a lot about individuals, and I don't want to take it there. They usually lame as fuck. But
the group, hey, I hope somebody from the group chat is watching. I don't know if it's Reese.
Yeah, somebody from the group chat is watching. They usually not on their shit. Usually excuse makers. But I'm not gonna take it there.
Give me a spitter line for them guys, man. I know you got a spitter line off the top for them guys who be hating.
I definitely do. Okay, leave them sleep. I don't need them suckers listening to me.
Hey, man.
Okay, but see now. Let me back off of my life because I am a lifer. You know what I mean?
The lifer.
I feel like music is something that it's all about preference, man. And it's honestly not about who likes it as well. You know what I mean? I feel like my favorite times, when I look back at the favorite times of my life, Spitter music is usually the soundtrack of it, man. You go back to Pilot Talk 2, and then you go up in Weekend at Bernie's. Go through those 3 albums, Ron.
Pilot Talk 2, and Weekend at Bernie's.
Weekend at Bernie's. Those are 3 consecutive albums.
Matter of fact, let me download it right
I like Covert.
Oh, Covert. See, now Covert Coupe is a mixtape that got dropped in the midst of it. Now,
see,
and of course,
mixtape
I
album.
can teach a class. I can go.
Why was it a mixtape? Was he rapping over somebody else's track?
No, it was Alchemist, and you. I feel like you're probably better to explain it, but it was an exclusive Alchemist mixtape drop.
So it was all Alchemist beats.
It was all Alchemist beats.
Have we heard anybody else rap over?
Gibbs. I mean, I feel like
Fred was on one of them tracks though.
Exactly, and that was
Scottie Pippen. That's one of the coldest.
Those are all original beats, though. Yeah, we haven't heard it.
Scottie Pippen was Fred and Currency, wasn't it?
Yeah,
that's one of the coldest songs ever.
Yeah, Yeah, I mean, it's one exactly though.
That's one of my favorite songs of all time.
Hey, showing no signs of letting up. Still kick you in the head if I see you on the verge of getting up.
Yeah, he
No mercy, Cobra Kai, Cobra Commander, deadly venom, spitting niggas, just a salamander.
See, I
can tell you one thing. This man puts out a lot of work,
and I feel like that is what turns people off because it's totally the opposite of what I feel like the industry tells you have to do.
But
I'm just going through iTunes. He put out like 10 albums within the last 2 years.
Oh yeah, that's what he do. But even that, I think what you just like the bars you just spit, I can decipher that. Like it doesn't sound.
It's not a bar.
Exactly. It's
life.
Life I agree with you.
These ain't bars, nigga. This spitter.
I agree with you.
No country for quitters. You know what I mean? It's just, you know what I mean? I can I can just go back and
forth.
Right,
Currency doesn't spit like bar. You know, he doesn't spit like a 16 bars like you would expect a rapper to. He's gonna spit, he may just, if we're talking about writing lines inside the lines of notebook paper, his one line may go past the line, past the margin, and into the next line, and then start another line. So I think you got to kind of decipher that, but take the message. It's more the message than the actual rap.
Because he's speaking to the hustlers. You know what I mean? Honestly, the music is only about hustling and chilling with your partners. You know what I mean? If I had to say that was a theme, then that's the theme, G. Hustling, making money with your friends. You know what I mean? And I say that as a cat that hustles and grinds with one of my best partners.
You know what it is? I was a Currency fan back when he was with Young Money. And then
that was such a short time.
Yeah, and then after that, Wiz kind of took his lane. You know what I'm saying? I was a Currency fan, but Wiz had the same. Wiz kind of took Currency's lane to me.
But see now, that they are one. You know what I mean? Like
I remember that.
When you talk about classics, you talk about How Fly.
I remember that. I remember that. I remember that was the South by Southwest days. Fred. That's when all of them became popular. Fred, Currency, Wiz, Smoke DZA, Nipsey Hussle, J Rock.
And when you dig into that part of spitting, all of those guys are there.
Right.
You know what I mean? Now
Flight School, Burn After Rolling, and all that started coming out.
All of that was crazy, but what was the one that took them to another level was How Fly.
Was that a tape or that was just that one track?
That was a tape. You know what I mean? Okay. And Flight School, you know what I mean? And then after How Fly, you get Cushion Orange Juice. You know what I mean? So, but then after How Fly, you get Pilot Talk from Spitter. It was just the trampoline that kind of catapulted them into where they are now.
And it was like I can't listen to both. And it was like Wiz had the swag for me.
You see now, Wiz started his music off. I mean, he started Cushion Orange Juice off by saying, he said, shout out to my nigga.
Shout out my Spitter, man.
Just because. You know what I mean? And that's just what it is between them. You know what I mean? I think today is the anniversary of the last show I went to, which was out in Atlanta. I went to go see Larry June. I don't know if you're up on Larry June, but he's a son of Spitter. You know what I mean? Like, Spitter definitely got sons out here.
No doubt.
You know what I mean?
Oh, it's no doubt
but see,
about
that. To wrap it up, let me address the initial comment because
the guys hate Spitter, Joe.
But see now, I respect them as hustlers. You know what I mean? And I feel like even if they don't recognize themselves as lifers, I recognize hustlers as living the life.
Right.
As jet life.
Even if they don't realize.
Yeah, and that's
Currency,
cool.
Spitter is speaking to y'all, Joe.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. Real talk. Spitter is one of us. You know what I mean? Spitter. You know what I mean?
I've enjoyed watching Currency come from where we know where Currency came from. Like you said, coming from the Young Money era, coming from New Orleans.
I respect him just for the lifers that he have.
No doubt.
I do pay attention to the lifers, the Spitter life.
You know what? When you get to a Jet Life show, it's nothing like it. You know what I mean? I graduated college. Quick story. In Baltimore, drove the 12 hours right back to the crib.
Out of control.
To this man's house. Did my thing. Went from his crib
out of control
to, I feel like it was, what's the spot that was down on Wabash that they closed? We went to go see, we was with Gibbs.
The Bottom Lounge?
No, the, what was the spot that was down on Wabash that they closed? We went to go see, we was with Gibbs. Oh, the Bottom Lounge. No, 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 the
On Wabash?
Yeah, and it's right across the street from White. It was right across the street from White Castle.
Oh, Reggie's.
No, not the other street. So it's State Street, I think. Oh my God!
It wasn't Reggie's.
I hate that it's on. It wasn't Reggie's. It's closed down now. It was Kunta. It was the Fela spot, the Fela themed spot. Remember the night we kicked it with Gibbs, and we ended up
The Shrine.
The Shrine.
Okay.
Thank you, Gino.
The Shrine.
Pulled up to the Shrine and it was on, Joe. So shout out to the group chat because I know they know I'm a lifer. You know what I mean?
Oh, they know.
I know they know that I'm a lifer.
They disrespect Spitter just so I can come and tell you.
Tell T we hate Spitter. It's cool because my group chat is full of lifers. You know what I mean? So
Kenneth Steele says Spitter, Dizzer, Fred the Godson, and Shy High nice, fam.
come on, Spitter and Dizzer. Come on,
Yeah,
Dizzer.
you know Smoke is one of the guys.
Yeah,
man.
yeah, come on. Dizzer is one of those guys, cut from the same cloth as Spitter. Straight independent.
Good old hip hop talk, man. It's nothing like some good old hip hop talk.
I didn't know we was gonna come and talk about Spitter. I appreciate you.
Yeah, I had to,
Thank
man.
you.
I meant to do it because the disrespect was like Tuesday. So I missed it on Wednesday. So I had to bring it back before the week was over. But Benny, man, I talked to the Butch the other I actually I might have to call the Butch in between on our next break, man.
Yes,
I
sir.
gotta hit him up.
I feel like the way you explained Benny to me is kind of how you just explained Spitter to me as far as the bars.
Exactly, exactly. Because Benny has his album coming out, The Plugs I Met Too, produced totally by Harry Fraud, March 19th, which I think is next Friday, actually.
And again, who Spitter put Harry Fraud on.
Yeah, I remember.
You know?
remember. But I think we're gonna have the Butch on the soil next week. But
yes, sir.
But he dropped his second. I don't know if it was, again, I'm so out the loop. So I don't know if that was his second single or the first single that he dropped, or not even single, just dropped the song off the tape yesterday.
I saw he did that. It was the first one.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
And I can't think of the name of it.
I saw the day before he was talking about that the Plugs I Met Too.
Yeah.
Single was on the way.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So he was about to start promoting it.
And it's good. And Benny is one of those guys, and I think the Benny gets the love that he gets, and he's more than deserving. Like, he's definitely one-upped himself every time he's dropped a project. But he's not trying to go over your head with, like, some lyrical miracle bars. He's kicking his real life, and he just gives it to you in the flesh. And I think that's what people, love most about him, is because it's all natural. It's nothing forced.
Facts.
It's nothing extra.
And you can feel
it.
it.
You can feel it. You can see
man.
it. You can
his
see
pain, his joy.
like Ghost said, you can see it like a 20-inch Zenith.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
So, Plugs I Met, March 19th. Should have the Butch on the soil next week. I might hit him up during the next break just because. But, yeah, man, good old hip-hop talk is nothing like it.
Gino, what are you listening to?
To be honest, nothing.
Because I feel like I usually know what you're listening to. And I'm like, what is this man listening to now?
Mick.
Okay.
I've been listening to mostly Mick just to, give us some songs, put some, give us a mix. I got so much Mick, on hard drives, and I know I lost some old Mick off my old computer, so just trying to find Mick, trying to just put myself back into that. Like I said, Mick gives me what I need. Mick, we hung out so much, and, we blended off each other so much that when I listen to Mick, it takes me back to a certain period in time. And I like my mind stimulated. Like I said, I always tell people, man, top Mickey, Mick Luda, Lupe Fiasco.
I got a from the group chat to you, Gino, real quick. They say, ask Gino, did he listen to the Bruno Mars Anderson .Paak
Of course
song?
not. And you know how much I saw that on my timeline on Twitter? Of course I haven't. That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't care.
Honestly, both of them artists are overrated to me. Both of them.
Really?
Anderson .Paak and
See, I don't care about Bruno. I don't want to say that. I'm happy Bruno, but Anderson .Paak is one of his
I was about
after
to say,
Spitter.
Ron, I spent 45 minutes last night watching a live Grubhub sponsored concert, and Anderson .Paak was doing some stuff that just no other artist can do live.
He's cold because he's talented, but I still feel like he's overly hyped.
See, now, and then I know that you a rapper, you know what I mean? And I can make the case that ain't nobody spitting like Anderson .Paak right now. You know
So
what I
you
mean?
think Pac is overrated, Ron?
Maybe that's me being biased because I am an artist also. But I do feel like he got bars, but not to the point where T just saying he got the best bars out right now. No.
Nobody's spitting like Anderson .Paak right now, Joe. No, and nobody's adding what he brings to the table. This is just a class by himself. You know what I mean? I feel like even more than Spitter, this man is one of the most elite musicians I've ever seen. So
no, I like Pac.
It is, though. My top 5.
Is it Pac or Pac? Pac. Is Anderson .Paak?
Yeah.
Okay. Go ahead.
My top 5 artists of all time are still dropping shit. So it's hard for me.
Who are your top 5 artists?
My top 5 is Hove.
Is it just rappers or artists?
My top 5 rappers.
Okay.
Jay-Z.
Hove, Nas, Wayne, Lupe, M. They all still dropping stuff. So it's hard for me to. It's hard for me. Yeah, he in my top 5. He's number 5, but he's in my top 5.
That's interesting.
See now,
they all.
I don't have no problem with three
Hov,
with 3 out of
Nas,
your 5. And Lupe.
Wasalu.
Yeah.
Hov,
Wayne,
Nas,
and
Hov,
M.
Nas, Wayne, Lou, M.
I feel like those 5 would be in most, like that would be a lot of people. I don't know, but I feel like that's like that's a reasonable 5. Yeah, like if somebody said, I feel like that 5 I would hear from more people than any other 5.
This is your favorite 5, not like
this is just my favorite top 5 of all time.
Okay, my favorite 5, and I feel like in no particular order, and I probably suck at this because I don't know how to put together 5 artists that I love the most, man. But I'm probably going Hove, Spitter, Yeezy, Common, and then Big. I go Big after that.
Hey, that's not a bad top 5 though.
That's as far as my life. I feel like I love most of the stuff that they put out. And see now, but then how can I leave out Nas? You know what I mean? And then
who did you say? Hove,
Spitter, Common, Yeezy,
Kanye,
and Big. And see now,
Mr. Wallace.
To that same extent, you know what I mean? Nas, even Kendrick Lamar. You know what I mean? I kind of attach music to life moments, man. And my brother came in the comments a while ago and told y'all about how he got shot. And the summer that Damn dropped, you know what I mean, from Kendrick Lamar.
Was that his last album?
That was the last album from K-Dot, and he just got a line in there that just hooked my heart. He said, "Love's gonna get you killed, but pride's gonna be the death of you and me." You know what I mean? And I feel like if I had to describe my twin brother, it would be love. You know, he's one of the most loving dudes that you could ever come around. But the situation he was in, love was the factor that he should have ignored. You know what I mean? He got caught up in something he shouldn't have been caught up in because he is that loving person. You know what I mean? And that stuck with me. So Kendrick kind of moved up my favorites.
Okay.
You know what I mean? But I feel like on any month it can change.
It can change.
You know what I mean?
That's real. Ron really stuck on his.
Yeah,
mine
are never gonna change.
That's word. But and again, I feel like most, and again, I don't want to say most people, but I feel like those 5 is who you would hear those 5 guys.
Now,
maybe not Eminem, but I know a lot of people who love Eminem.
Eminem's gonna end up in a lot of people's top 5.
I agree, but I think he would be the one
that
even though Eminem
or I was thinking maybe Wayne.
No. Anybody his age, y'all age, Wayne is God.
Wayne stays.
I'm gonna say this one last thing about Spitter. One of the last times I talked to Bone, you know what I mean? He said that he was in the same space that I was as far as who was at the top of my list. He's like, gee, I think it was they said, gee, I may be moving Nas down for Spitter. And honestly, Jay-Z has been at the top of my list ever since I was a kid. He got to move down for the man Spitter.
Hove do?
Yeah.
So Spitter is number Spitter.
Spitter
I
number one.
don't. I'm definitely not hearing you. Or Spitter
Yeah.
ain't. You're lying if you say Currency ain't your favorite guy of all time. You're lying.
Yeah. Did you see us at my brother's wedding?
Duh.
Yeah, I was about to say he saw us in complete life in mode. So yeah,
Unbelievable.
I can't hide it from him, Joe.
At the wedding, huh?
Unbelievable.
At the wedding where they gave us it was like it's life is time. I'm
Unbelievable,
like,
Ron.
Oh, that sounds like a plan.
Unbelievable.
Let me tell you, I'm like, damn, Gene just saw me in full form, dog.
Unbelievable. That's all I gotta say.
Not
Like,
a spot,
saw me
not a spot I
completely.
pick has to be smoke friendly.
Oh yeah, come on, life is we blowing anywhere.
Yeah,
right?
they got
Come
it in. That's about all I can say.
on. Hey man, you know what, Ron? I'm interested. You've made me interested in your musical opinion. Honestly, I've seen the videos of you doing your thing on stage. I respect that anyway.
Thank
you know,
If you hear me rap, then you could kind of understand. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
My influence.
Absolutely. And he was on stage by himself holding it down.
That's not.
Yeah.
And everybody else who went to that event, everybody else had a hype man or a backup dancer.
Do you rap over your vocals?
No.
Thank
Well, I did for like the first 2-3. I performed like 4 songs, but my original track that I did to my own beat, I'm not gonna do that over my vocals.
I hate that. All you aspiring artists out there, please make yourselves a show track. Don't rap over your vocals, man. Give the fans what they deserve, man. We don't want to hear you rapping over your bars, bro. Especially if your bars are huff.
I'm gonna have to send you that link then, Gino.
Send it to me, bro.
It's clear.
I like your top 5 for a guy that's not 30 years old. And I expected you to say Wayne just because. But the other guys, that's interesting. Most guys your age is, it's Wayne, and then it gets hectic then after Wayne. I start hearing names.
I grew up with the old heads.
Perfect.
See now, do you have a separate list for regular artists? Do you include?
I got a separate list for the gods. I don't put Biggie, Pac, Slick Rick, that Big Daddy Kane.
Are you serious, bro?
Big Daddy Kane,
Rick.
Slick Rick, Biggie,
the guys
Pac.
for real.
These are gods. You know what I'm saying? I don't put them in the category.
And I agree with you. I agree with you 100%
And
because
I feel like I just threw Big in. It's like Big, of course, Big.
Because Big and Pac will be in everybody's top 5, so I have to take them out of that. That's God level.
not in mine.
Not go ahead.
Not in mine.
Go ahead.
And I love Pac. I like Pac more than Biggie. There's no doubt who Biggie was. Like, we know Biggie was who Biggie was lyrically.
He was probably the most talented mug. Like, he was 24, Joe. You know what I mean?
No, I feel you.
He was 24, spent like he had seen 60, 70 years of life.
Yeah, ain't nobody got no Brenda's got a baby out.
Oh, yeah.
See, Pac could do, and that, again, when we talked about Pac the other day, and that was
one
Tupac.
of the phases of Pac.
Right, that was Tupac. That's who he was. He could do Brenda's Got a Baby,
And
but he
could
could
hit
spit
around.
about these hoes. Yeah, he
Yeah.
could do all of that and still be the same guy. But neither of those guys are in my top 5.
Go ahead and bless us with it.
Well, Nas is obviously my favorite guy of all time. And this goes back to my era of rap. So like Ron said, I don't Cool G rap, Rakim, Kane, Chris.
That was the 5th one.
Yeah, Rakim, Chris, all of those guys, they're in the class of their own. So I don't mention them. It's like Wilt Chamberlain, Bill Russell, Jerry West.
We know those are
the
the
guys
greats.
in the class of their own. I start with Kareem. I actually start with Magic.
See, now, here's the thing with Gino. He was blessed to be born and live the thick of his life through probably the most insane.
Through the illest hip
The
hop.
best,
Man,
the best,
Joe.
88 through 96.
88, though.
88.
Come on, what's the Nas
Chuck
voice?
D.
Like, I'm bringing 88 back?
Yeah.
Come on, man.
Yeah, Chuck D. Public Enemy, Boogie Down Productions, Slick Rick, even like MC Light and Queen Light, all of that.
Ghetto Boys.
Come on, man.
Jealousy,
Now you talking about the night, the NWA.
Yeah, man.
Ice Cube.
Cube.
See?
Man. Oh, man. The Chronic.
Come
Dr.
on.
Dre.
Come on, man. Snoop.
Oh, don't take Biggie out. There we go. Uncle Snoop. My bad,
Snoop.
Joe. Come on.
And Snoop ain't in my top 5.
Oh man,
But Snoop
the
is
doggy
a god.
style.
Snoop is a god.
Gee,
in
the
hip-hop.
doggy style album coverage,
it's
like impacted.
Definitely top 10 albums of all time.
Oh, doggy
Yeah,
style. Bro.
is nothing to
Hey,
say.
we can
about it.
handle this like men, or we can get into some gangsters. Come on.
Yeah, man.
Okay.
My top 5 is Nas and Prodigy are my favorite guys of all time. You know,
got Nas, Prodigy.
Big L was one of my favorite guys of all time.
Big L, Joe.
You know, and this is personal. And then from there, it's like after that, it's like it's the toss up. I love Common because he's one of the guys off 87th Street.
But see, now, I feel like, how do you rank some of these newer artists? Because honestly, you were the very first cat I heard talking about Griselda.
Right.
You know what I mean?
But I can't, as much as I love Benny, and I can call him and with all of that, can I put him in my top 5 favorite artists of all time? I can't do that. Yet, at least. I love him. Freddie Gibbs. I've known him forever.
Come on,
If we had to do now artists,
yeah,
I'm saying J. Cole.
Woo,
Cole, Kendrick, Wale, Drake, Big Sean.
Oh my
J.
God.
Cole and Spitter may be top 2 hated mugs in Gino's group chat. So
Reese Trotter is on this live right now. I'm about to tag you and Reese and J. Cole in the same word.
Hop off, Reese.
Hop off, Ron.
Oh,
them people hate J. Cole, bro. They think J. Cole is the most regulation.
What they call him, J. Snore?
Snore Cole.
Yeah, one of the combinations, something to make you sleep.
They absolutely hate. Wale
Wale
hate the man worse than J. Cole.
Wale said, what's
Falarin. Oh, they call him Whale. Larry hates Wale. Wale, Cole, Big Sean is whatever. We knew Big Sean when he was with the
finally famous.
Yeah, finally famous.
Straight
We knew Big
Detroit.
Sean way a long time ago when he was spitting. So Big Sean is cool with me, but Cole, Wale, look at Larry. They call him the Chipotle of rap. J. Cole.
Hey, let's go to break.
Yeah, on that note, yeah, we need to go to break. But when we come back on the other side of the break, man, because we know hip hop and sports intertwine. Rappers want to be athletes, athletes want to be rappers. So we're gonna get into the sports talk. We're talking Bulls when we come back. Ron Rilla's gonna take us to break, but Larry Legend, he must have like the J. Cole sensor
the
on his
radar went off.
Yeah,
his J-Dar radar went off. Like, hold on, Chipotle rap.
And then he said Wale is even worse. Ron Rilla take us to
Don't
break.
forget Wale hated on Harold's and Mouse. Don't forget that.
And I was there at the show that they did at Alhambra when they ran Wale up out of there talking about Harold's.
No, stop it.
Take us to break, Ron Rilla. You on the soil with the bigs.
WIIFTBPM. WIIFTBP. Media's just for you and me. WIIFTBP. Media's just for you and me.
Welcome to Inhale, Exhale, you guys. We are your health home girls, Dr. Tanks Lee and Danny Time. We are being joined today by a guest, Samantha Allen, who's going to work with us today about attachment styles.
Preoccupied, anxious, that's more so a child that comes from a background where the parent or the caregiver was kind of all over the place. You didn't know what you were going to get, so you were clinging to them when you did have their attention, because sometimes I might have it, other times I might not. Because that, it creates an anxiousness in the child, whereas when I get your attention, I want to hold on to it. I want to make sure, so I might cry when you leave, or I always want you around. I'm craving your attention. You know, mother-father relationship, the father passed away, now the mother is over busy, she's working all the time, she doesn't have as much attention as she once had for the children, so now this created an anxious attachment style. Those adults grow up more, considered more clingy be in relationships, always wanting attention or feeling like I need to make sure we're okay, fear abandonment, fear that we might be breaking up or you might be leaving me alone, so I might check in with you more often, I might call you more. I just need to be assured that everything is okay with our relationship. That anxiousness part is the anxiety of the relationship, of always thinking something might be going wrong. If I called you, you don't answer. Are you upset with me? What did I do? Let's figure this out. Let's work this out. You're always kind of on edge about where your relationship will go.
You get a piece of paper, write down the event, the thought, emotion, and then logic. So in this case, say that your boyfriend didn't text you back. Okay, that's the event. What is your thought? Oh, well, he doesn't care. What's your emotion? I feel unworthy. What's the logic? Well, maybe he's asleep. So you gotta do that. That's addressing some of the symptoms. But overall, you want to engage self-love and self-discovery, right? And just kind of reprogramming your subconscious.
As I take a sip of this fifth that makes me shiver, you could probably sail a ship on this river full of liquor. We stay afloat where hope drowns in addictions, a potent mixture. This is the picture that depicts us. We live it up, giving what we were given, gave our all, refused to give in or give up, willing to risk it all. Gee, we lived on a tip drunk, dug deep in the trenches. Shit, we knew what the risk was. But of course, again, it's the same story when shots fired in the alley hit shorty valedictorian. Where's the support for him, the less fortunate? Another life lost, another day in court again. 20 years for the defendant for any sort of grin. Ward of the state, he was raised in the orphanage. To where it all began, the source of it. Empty cupboards, floorboards, no money for the store again. That's all he knows.
Just where I come from, all of what I've learned, most of what I've done, I owe it all to the people that I love. I hope you're proud of me wherever I go. I'm from.
It's all political. What you tripping for? The richest ones get riches from the rituals. On the tip with hype, tippy toe. For a fix a blow, getting dope. Running every type of give and go. No Philip drumming in these different strokes. Where we come up on these risky roads. Pray for a pot to piss in for the kitchen stove. Criminal capers just to get us on. Bagging up the same order that gets us gone. Thinking maybe one day we may hit that goal. Until then I'm outside until I flip this soul. Grabbing fagels from the sick go on Cicero. I see a visual of them people frisking, bro. Stretched out by a shorty with a grimace on. Sometimes it ain't even the money, it's the principle. Can tell you why we died, but what are we living for?
This is my city, just where I come from. All of what I've learned, most of what I've done, I owe it all to the people that I love. I hope you're proud of me wherever I go. I'm from. I'm from. Where I'm from.
It's the yeah, I mean, what's the future like for those guys, man? But
still talking hip hop.
Yeah, still talking hip hop.
It's a conversation that can go on all day.
It can, man.
Yeah, I mean, but you know what? I feel like the Bulls deserve some time because the second half of the season, for some reason, and Gino, you said it in your piece. I mean, we'll see soon, but depending on who you talk to, the outlook for the Bulls in the second half is playoffs or are they another lottery team? And what is the right way for this team to go after they've showed, some positive signs in the first half? We talked about it last week, Ron. The Bulls, bro, the first game's in the second half of the season.
The most important thing you said, depending on who you talk to. Because last night
versus the Sixers, no Ben Simmons.
Come on, man.
No Joel Embiid.
You're supposed to feast on those guys.
Bro, you really had me looking to see who was killing Wendell Carter, and it was Dwight Howard and
Tony Bradley.
The third string center, bruh. The third string center, bruh. Wendell Carter Jr. played a total of 15 minutes, and I feel like for the first time, Billy Donovan is showing you, all right, man, I will push the button on some of this. And he said in this post-game press conference, we took a big step back last night.
A huge step backwards.
Mm-hmm.
That's just a game that you, like Barkley said on NBA on TNT last night, that's just a game you can't lose without their two best players. And the way they came out to start the game was just lackluster. And I thought about something interesting. I was just, after the games, all the games go off, I sit back and just think about things for a second. So I thought about it. I'm like, that All-Star break, I don't know if that's really good for young teams.
Is it too much
having
time
a
off?
break? Yeah.
It was a lot of time off to see. They got the weekend, then basically the whole next week.
Yeah, the Bulls didn't come back to practice until Wednesday. So I don't – and then if you look at the game but the New Orleans Pelicans had last night.
Oh, man.
Flat out atrocious. And this is why I 77% Pelican-esque, 23% Clipper-esque.
I was turning the games off yesterday. Like, all of them were so bad.
So bad, bro.
All of them were so bad, bro.
There's the Pelicans may have played some of the worst basketball I've ever seen in my life at any level. Grade school, high school, college, G League, overseas, NBA. That was some awful basketball. But this conversation isn't about the Pelicans. It's about the Bulls. And I feel like they're in the same boat.
At least they have Zion. But
yeah, right.
You know what I mean?
But being young teams who had a lot of time off and then coming back and having just the worst effort that they've had all season, that's not how you want to kick off the second half of the season, especially, like you said, we talk about a Bulls team whose expectations are much higher, depending on who you talk to, than they were in December. Now, if you're talking to me,
And honestly, from my perspective, I'm still not comfortable with the word expectations, and the Bulls in the same sentence, man. They are still very much a young team that is learning. And what we saw last night is that some of these young players on the Bulls just ain't it. You know what I mean?
Number one,
Wendell Carter Jr. You know what I mean? And honestly, when Wendell Carter Jr. got drafted, I wanted to be the positive for it. You know what I mean? I low-key wanted Michael Porter Jr., but I felt like Wendell Carter Jr. was a win-win situation. You know what I mean? I felt like you look at his floor.
That was that draft?
Yeah. Yeah, that was that draft.
We took Wendell over Michael Porter Jr.?
Took Wendell over Michael Porter Jr. And the next season, they got Kobe White. You know what I mean? So
wait, so Wendell was the year before Kobe?
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Right, because he would be a senior at Duke.
He would be a senior at Duke. You know what I mean? But honestly, and I don't know what the deal is with Wendell Carter, and I don't want to say that he looks scary out there.
But I think I've narrowed it down because I do my own analysis. I have like Capadonna said, every evening I hold a by myself meeting.
Yes, sir.
So when after I watch the games, I don't even have to rewatch the games. They show a replay on NBC Sports like 11 o'clock that same night. I don't even have to watch that because it's already ingrained in my skull. Like I can play back damn near all 48 minutes. So I'm thinking as
soon as you say, I'm seeing turn
man, bro.
Yesterday, bro.
When I think about Wendell Carter and I think about Billy Donovan and his approach to teaching those guys, I feel like there's a fine line between being a player's coach and being able to get into guys. And I feel like Wendell Carter is one of those guys that you can't really get into like that. I think Zach, Kobe, I think those are guys who can take the criticism
now
and move forward. I think Wendell is a guy you kind of got to baby and take a different approach of how to get through to him because I think just his mannerisms on the court. Like, boy, why you – first of all – First of all, you getting stripped down low by Shake Milton and Tobias Harris. Okay, the first play, somebody dimed him up. He got stripped. The second play, the same play. It was the exact same play. The next play down, he went and did a reverse layup. It went in. The next play, he came down and got stripped again. He thought he was fouled. He looked at the referee, told him call a fucking foul. He got teched up. Billy Donovan immediately subbed him out. Then you just watch his demeanor as he doing like this,
Bro,
walking to the
I
bench.
hate
He
that.
went and sat
I hate
down. He kept this bullshit. He said that like 5 times, and then he was just shaking, looking like a little kid. And I understand, again, this is a guy who would be a senior in college right now.
Who honestly is a young man.
Period.
You know what I mean?
Period.
He's completely a young man that I feel like while he's learning the game is learning himself. But just last night, bro, should never, ever, 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 ever happen. You know what I mean? Like, how are you getting killed by Dwight Howard and Philadelphia's third string?
Dwight Howard,
but still, like, you're at a point in your career, you should be getting,
You should not be getting, and
Exactly.
that was the thing. Remember, I saw everybody trying to take, the way the schedule was set up, they did run into like the best big men in the league, like back to back. I don't know who it was, but then it was the Joker. It was Joel, the Joker.
He saw when the schedule dropped. Like,
he should have been.
You in the league?
He should have been.
Gee, come on. When we listened to the play, we had Mark Aguirre on here. Any hooper that we've ever talked to. What is it about? I'm looking at the schedule. I gotta play Garnett tonight.
Yeah.
I gotta play whoever. I gotta be ready.
Again, bro. When we were on the Zoom meeting with the What's in It for the Black People meeting last night.
Bro,
and I'm texting you as we're in the meeting, the first 5 minutes of the game. I'm like, fam, who is this abusing Wendell Carter?
Bro, I was rolling because I'm sitting here looking like
you thought it was
Embiid,
Embiid, right? It was like that
Embiid
ain't.
Is out,
and that was the thing. It's like, well, y'all can't really get on Wendell for getting bullied by Joel Embiid. He does that to everyone.
He's picking up 3 fouls in 5-6 minutes versus bums, Joe. Come on.
There's just no way, and no disrespect to Tony Bradley. Shout out to him because sometimes that's what you and at least Joel isn't hurt. But sometimes that's what you need. You need a guy to be out so you can step in and show that you can step in and be a force for the team too. And Tony Bradley did just that. Not just offensively either. He did the jump hooks and all of that, but defensively, which goes into another guy, Kobe White. And it's like, hey, man, at a certain point, and this is only his second year, I think Kobe White's upside is good.
How long does it take to recognize sunshine? What they say? It don't take a whole day. Okay.
Some of those plays that he was making last night, it was like, bro, you have to be able to read the defense. There was one play when he like probed Tony Bradley and tried to lay it up off the wrong leg, and he just sent it right to.
Come on.
It's like, bro, that's a lob to Wendell Carter or a bounce pass to Wendell Carter for it. No, you have to be able to, at this point in the season, with the ball in your hands, you have to be able to make that play. It's just about reading the defense and being able to make that play. Now, we all know Kobe is he's looking to score. He's more in his world when he's looking to score instead of like Billy Donovan called him being like a traffic cop point guard.
Yeah.
That's not, and the traffic cop point guard is basically,
I know you go there.
Mike Conley's, Chris
play.
Paul's, Rajon Rondo's, them guys are damn near done. The point guards of this era now, they'll score first, but
you gotta be a threat.
You got to be a threat offensively, but at the end of the day, you still have to be able to make plays as a point guard for your team. And I feel like Kobe White is just not excelling at that right now, and that's what's hurting the Bulls the most. But you know what's hurting them even more? The biggest problem I have with this team?
What is it?
Defense. Kobe White and Zach LaVine. And Zach LaVine has played better defense this year, but when you got Kobe White's defense is trash. And when you got both of those guys, your starting backcourt not being able to guard
Barbecue
nothing.
chicken.
Barbecue chicken,
Cooked,
bro.
fam, okay? But see now, and I want to ask you about what is the truth of this Bulls team? Because honestly, I feel like every time I jump on social media right now, it's a poll about if these cats should be trying to make the playoffs or if they need to sell at the trade deadline. What is the outlook for this team, and has the fan base kind of put them a little bit higher than they should be?
The fan base has definitely put them higher than they should be. Again, we talk about it, T. I'm not giving props to no team that's under 500 in the playoff race. Huh? What are we doing here? What are we doing here?
And then in the Eastern Conference.
Stop.
Yeah, I mean, And honestly, when you look at the Eastern Conference, I feel like it's more up and coming teams than good teams. The Bulls are I'm not sure you can even call them an up and coming team yet because I only see one or two pieces that should be here next year, basically.
So you're sold on Zach? Y'all are sold. Hey, man.
Now, what do you mean sold on Zach?
Like Zach LaVine is a part of our future, no doubt. Zach LaVine is a max player.
Yes, and I definitely think he's a max player. And if the Bulls aren't willing to give him his max, they're gonna have to let him go. Like I just feel like somebody is going to give Zach LaVine a max. He's averaging 28, 29 points a game on a around 500 team. To me,
does Zach LaVine make his teammates better? And there's a wide range of things to go into making your teammates better.
Because I feel like before I'm worrying about is Zach making his teammates better. I know that his coach is making him better. You know what I mean? And I feel like at some point Zach is going to learn how to make his teammates better.
Is Zach a number one, or do you think he would be best at the number two?
Oh, he's definitely. I definitely feel like he's best as a second option, with a more well-rounded player. You know what I mean? You brought up his defense. I don't think somebody that's as one-dimensional as Zach can be a number one option.
Okay.
Because defense drives offense.
Now let me stop. Now let me stop you there. And again, now this is maybe I'm going too far here, but when I watched Portland and Phoenix last night, and now obviously they have Chris Paul, but when I look at the comparison, the three best two guards in the league, and we're taking James Harden out of the equation because he switches from 1 to 2 whenever. Mm-hmm. Dev, Bill, Zach. When I look at Devin Booker, that's about as complete of a undersized two guard because
he can do it all.
His offensive arsenal is unbelievable,
and
with
he has
the ease of it,
aspect where he knows when
it's time to turn it on, and that's what I think. And it's no disrespect to Zach because I do think Zach is one of the better players in the league. But when I'm looking at a max player at that spot, I need Devin Booker type of two guard. I need a guy who can score all over the floor with ease.
I feel you.
The way Zach scores with ease is much different than the way Devin Booker scores with ease. Obviously, because Zach is much more athletic.
He takes tougher shots. You know what I mean?
Zach takes tougher shots.
I think he takes more tougher shots.
Right.
You know what I mean?
But I also don't want to take away the fact that they have Chris Paul, who helps kind of guide the Phoenix Suns.
Oh, it's a guy saying for a guy like D-Book.
But then when Chris Paul was on the bench, they had Scam Payne in the game.
And he's been having a good yeah.
But when I watched, it was Dev, Scam Payne, what's my boy from Nova, shooting the three real well this year. Mikal Bridges.
Oh yeah, he's been killing.
Jay Crowder.
And they got DeAndre.
No, he was on the bench.
Yeah, he sure was.
Marco Uric.
Dev
was running that squad. I'm like,
making his team better, basically.
I was like, man, this is what I would love to see from Zach LaVine. Now I had to scale it back a second, and I'm like, am I asking too much of Zach LaVine?
Mm-mm. No, I don't feel like you're asking too much of Zach LaVine for two reasons. One, because the Bulls gave up the face of they gave up their number one option for Zach. You know what I mean?
Jimmy Buckets.
They gave up Jimmy Butler for Zach, which I feel like made me have the impression that, okay, Zach is the next face of this team, or he's the next guy. You know what I mean? We don't even have to talk about the coaches he's had while he's here. You know what I mean? I feel like Zach has shown that he can be a top option on a very good team. You know what I mean? I feel like Zach's offensive ability is enough for me to want him to be on the Bulls. You feel me? Is that fair? Maybe that's the case.
What?
Is that Zach has turned into a player that I like on the Bulls. You know what I mean?
You like him, but
exactly. I feel like the Bulls should find a way to keep him.
So what Chris said, this is interesting to me, and I want to know what you think about this. Chris says you got to put the right pieces around Zach. What is that?
See, now Zach may be the piece that you put around somebody else.
There you go.
You know what I mean? I brought up Karl Anthony Towns, old boy Collins in Atlanta.
John Collins.
Yeah, John Collins may be available. And who else? Bradley Beal. You know what I mean? When you talk about rounding out this team, I don't know what you would have to put around Zach in order for them to be.
I agree.
You'd have to put a better player. You know what I mean? You'd have to put a better player on this team than Zach, I feel like, to be a real contender. But I definitely think Zach can be a crucial part of this team when he's good. Now, the question is, how do you do that without trading him? You know what I mean? To bring in better assets. Because I don't feel like the Bulls have, after him, any trade pieces that's going to bring in anybody worth mentioning. Go. It's like we know the truth about Lauri at this point. He's if he's not hitting his threes, if he's not hitting his jumpers, you're talking about a cold shooter with bad defense, you know?
And even that last night, Lauri was 7 for 7 from 3. So what? I wasn't impressed, bro.
He was just putting them up.
I'm not impressed by that, man. Fam. I don't need my set. I saw Kristaps Porzingis shoot like 11 threes the other night. Yeah, he was 6 for 11. It's still, like, I don't want, dude. This guy's 7'5".
Mm-hmm. And see, now the thing with Lauri is, like we know him. Like, we know he can catch fire for a couple of games. We also know he is going to come crashing back down to earth and stay there for a while. You know? And I feel like, once again, and this is to your point, what you said about Kobe, to kick this off. Go ahead and push the button. Like, why wait if you know this about Kobe? If you know he's not a starting point guard in this league, why is he still on the team? Like, I don't understand why the Bulls hold on to their piece as long as they do. Because then it just makes it too hard to sell these young players that don't have the talent that the Bulls thought they had. You know what I mean? You're going to end up having to sell low on Lauri or let him go for nothing. You're going to end up doing the same with Kobe. The trade deadline is coming up.
And then Zach will be elsewhere. I don't see Zach LaVine. As much as he talks.
If Zach got traded at the deadline, would you be disappointed?
No.
I think
absolutely not.
That says it all.
And I got love for Zach, but I would much rather see Zach put to use where I think he's most resourceful, and that's being a second option, because that's what bro, I was looking at the Brooklyn Nets, and I'm like, fam, is this the most cheating? And before we go to break, I know we got a couple minutes before the break, because I want to. When we come back, we gotta keep up with Flashback Friday. But I'm looking at the Nets, bro.
Did you see Kyrie last night, bro?
Fam, I'm like, okay, KD ain't playing, but y'all got 2 MVPs still.
They can do whatever they want.
With KD back, y'all got 3 MVPs. Come on, man.
And honestly, I'm sitting over here like 3 MVPs is like not even the full story. Like,
fam,
these are 3 of the most talented players
of all time.
Gee, come on. That have quickly learned how to play with each other.
Such a cheat code. Then I look at the Clippers, and then you got Kawhi and PG.
Yeah.
Or you can look in Boston. Okay, Kawhi.
What was Kawhi thinking? And what was Kawhi thinking that PG was his running mate? You know what I mean?
Go back to the crib. I won 2 in San Antonio. 1 is the man in Toronto, where I really didn't want to be, but I can show y'all.
I don't want to team up with LeBron
at all. I need to go at Buddy. PG is shown and proved this year. I want to see him turn into playoff P when it counts most. But again, that's a formidable too. When we go around the league, we're talking about.
It is.
Again, now I'm not saying PG and Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum are PG and Kawhi, but that's a formidable
it
too.
It is, 100%.
When you go around the league, we're looking at Ben Simmons,
and
Joel, and Tobias Harris, who I think is Philadelphia's second best player.
Tobias is one of the most slept-on players. Definitely one of the most complete packages in the league, for sure.
How do you then when you look at name a couple other teams? Who are the other? The Utah, okay, Donovan Mitchell is
and Gobert.
Rudy. I like that system though. They have a well-run system. Yeah. Phoenix, they got CP and Dev.
Yeah. Portland. I mean, even if you look at Portland, is it Dame and CJ?
It's Dame and CJ.
They're looking forward to be Dame and CJ when the playoffs. You know what I mean?
But they're the Portland Trail Blazers without the D. Portland Trailblazers.
Yes, sir.
No D. But then when you go to the East, like we said, Philly, Boston,
Milwaukee.
Brooklyn, Milwaukee, Giannis, and Chris Middleton.
Yeah, all-stars.
So how do you Zach and who?
Pat Williams. Duh. You feel me? And that's the Bulls, though. I feel like, honestly, bro, when you're talking about players that I want to see on this team moving forward, that they may be the only two. Quick question before we go.
Zach and P. Will?
Zach and P. Will. Quick question. What's more likely to happen? Zach playing in the Eastern Conference Finals with the Bulls or Russell Wilson on the Bears?
Ron Rilla take us to break. When we come back on the other side, man, we got to get into Flashback Fridays, man. The spring training is ramping up. Baseball talk is picking up. We're going to take y'all back not too far last year. Before we jump down on the soil with y'all at What's in It for the Black People Media, we're going to take y'all back to Flashback Friday, to something me and T put together with the Cubs last year. It was a nice little run. Hopefully we bring it back this year. But we'll give y'all a taste on the other side of the break. You're on the soil with the Bigs.
WIFTBPM. The Chicago Legal Network is the collaboration of attorneys that concentrate in many areas of the law most needed in Chicago neighborhoods. The CLN lawyers focus on personal injury, criminal defense, and other issues. The CLN lawyers all average over 20 years of legal experience and are dedicated to helping the Chicago community. The Chicago Legal Network is committed to developing black lawyers through mentorship and co-representation. So if you were injured in a car accident, slip and fall, or injured on the job, or you need assistance with criminal defense, including driving violations and DUI, check out ChicagoLegalNetwork.com for more information or call 773-912-3545. 773-912-3545.
This is Tori Muhammad, and we want you to tune in to the Tori Muhammad Show that airs here on What's in It for the Black People Media every Monday and Friday from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. We talk and celebrate black-owned businesses, black entrepreneurs, and we talk to some of the best people in the food industry here in Chicago, black chefs, black restaurateurs. So make sure that you tune in to us every Monday and Friday from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m.
I'm ready. I ain't fucking with them busters, I ain't fucking with them bluffing ass, nothing ass motherfuckers neither. So when you catch me at the show, this shit ain't just for show. So I gave my nigga Lou the Desert Eagle. Then it's right back on the grind. I hustle till I shine. I don't hear no fear, no evil. Make 40 off a dime, waiting some other time, but the people try to tell me it's illegal.
Am I my brother's keeper? Hell nah. I dig ditches, put you bitches in a sleeper. When you see us, keep it moving like the meter. We off the meat. Meet me at the meeting to miss your beat while I'm riding off, smelling like Sunny D. Imperial like the pyramid. As I push the pen again, my experiences appearing Shakespearean. Though passes with no interference when I send them in. If you mention him, then you mention in the syndicate. The inventor of that vintage lit. You know who get the busiest? Sawbucks, double nickel, 55th. Look, I'm a businessman. I can't let these busybodies hear me in. Hence, simply put, I put an end to them. You won't risky, come with me. It's done quickly. This is Chi-Town, Joe. The bros and the folks with me. Home of town, coats and 150s. Deep joints, cush jabs, corrupt politicians that run the city.
I ain't fucking with them busters, I ain't fucking with them bluffing ass, nothing ass motherfuckers neither. So when you catch me at the show, this shit ain't just for show. So I gave my nigga Lou the Desert Eagle. Then it's right back on the grind. I hustle till I shine. I don't hear no fear, no evil. Make 40 off a dime, waiting some other time, but the people try to tell me it's illegal. The homies saying fuck y'all, I just wanna live good, but they know I'm still down, so they know I'm still good. Standing in the sand with the water, but it's still mud. I ain't heard from Sly in a while, but we still blood. Got locked, came out on papers, he still plug. Northside nigga show me definition, real thug. Southside nigga show the little nigga real love. Family out in California, crippin', man, they real cuz. Homie said, gon' kill the hook, gon' kill the verse. You done killed the competition, go ahead, kill the hearse, and then kill the first. New nigga who figured that he can do your worst. So I murder everything, set him in the church. Your lies a fly, nigga. When you get down in the hill.
We are back on the soil. I was trying to convince Gene that the Bulls got a small chance, but you know what? I think he ended up convincing me that these guys need more work, okay?
So much more work, bro.
They're still in the kitchen, fam, cooking up, and that's cool. Because before last season, them dudes weren't even in the kitchen. They ain't even have a kitchen. You feel me?
There was no kitchen. They was in a studio apartment.
Apartment. It was the bedroom, the bathroom, all in one spot. So,
yeah, it's obvious that the progression is there. Billy and the staff have done a good job of developing.
That's the
a
story
decent
of the
job
season.
of developing the guys. I think this is a team that's been led mostly
decent job
by
of developing Zach. I mean, we can just say that Zach. You know what I mean? If we just hang our hat on that for the season, we're good.
Because the team is mostly led. A lot of those wins, it was, Garrett Temple,
The
Thad,
vets, the guys that have been in the league
and
for
Zach
years.
coming through in the clutch with some big shots. But
you know what though? I feel like usually we don't have to worry about the Bulls because baseball season is starting. They're giving us a reason not to care about the Bulls, you know?
Anytime you start to smell the grass, you start to smell the brats, you start to taste the brew.
Oh, yeah.
Start to feel the leather. You start to feel the thread on the baseballs. I'm looking forward to getting back out to Maine West with the guys on Sunday mornings and kick these home run derbies off.
Back?
Yeah, man.
Oh, I may need to throw my hat in the mix, bro.
Hey, you more than welcome. Every Sunday at 7. You got to get up early, though, man.
Oh,
7 p.m., 7 a.m.
Let's get it.
But,
Gino.
yeah. I'm smelling it. I'm feeling it, man. That weather, them 50s and 60s, it's taking me there, man.
Daylight saving times is Sunday, which means that sun is going to be up.
This coming Sunday?
It's this coming Sunday.
So we're going to get an extra hour of sunlight.
We lose an hour.
I thought we lose an hour.
Yeah, we lose an hour.
But we gain, so that means we gained it
Exactly.
under the act at night. So we get an extra. Hey, man.
It's time to kick it, y'all.
It works out for the brothers.
Outside is almost back open. Come on. On that note. Baseball season is upon us. Spring training is halfway home. Tony La Russa is tight already on the south side. He's tired of losing already. But again, we can't be worried about the spring training. I feel like you got it. He had to say something about the losing.
Yeah, no doubt.
Yeah,
that's what a manager does. But again, we're not worried about what's going on over there. As long as those guys come into the season healthy, and this is both sides. Both sides come in healthy.
Pound sign, get out of Arizona healthy.
Exactly. AKA no coronavirus.
No corona.
But yeah, man, it's ramping up. The Cubs are looking decent over there. Jock Peterson has been a bright spot this year.
I peeped.
So far this year. Hopefully we can ship him back to Chicago to the north side with this same vibe, and he can kick off the season hot.
Stay hot.
It would be dope. But man, to keep Flashback Fridays in order, man, for the third week in a row, we want to take you guys back to something that me and T started last year on the north side. We had a segment we started called 5 Minutes With, and we would sit in the dugout with a Cubs player and just chop it up with them, man. Go live, how the fans interact, something that basically wasn't being done.
Something that nobody was doing, nobody's done since, because nobody's been able to.
That's true. Hey, man, it's the bigs, man. You know how we get down. But I found it interesting that the guys they loved it even more than we did.
Oh, yeah.
We talked to Jay Hay, we talked to Kyle Hendricks, we talked to a couple other guys.
Madden.
Joe Madden, yeah. The people they haven't even seen that one, have they?
Nah.
Yeah, we're going to save that one for another day.
Yeah. Some anniversary, I'm sure we'll find a reason to play that one. It's one of my favorites, Gino and Pito.
Yeah, did you hear Lawrence and them shout us out with that yesterday?
I went and listened, of course, man. It's all love.
Shout out to Lawrence and Layla Rahimi. And hey, Dan Bernstein, you should know the bigs, bro.
Come on, Dan.
Did you hear him say, do I know Eugene?
Do I know? Yeah.
Lawrence was like, you should know the bigs,
yes,
man. They hold it down for something that's not being done.
Layla shows love. Come on. Layla is one of the best.
Much love to Layla Rahimi. Layla, Lawrence, Dan Bernstein. Lawrence maybe not because Lawrence is off air right now.
Yeah, Lawrence is probably listening to us low key.
Lawrence, Layla Rahimi, Dan Bernstein. We know y'all are rocking with the brothers on the soil.
How crazy is that? Dan Bernstein has a 6 degrees of separation with the bigs. I used to hate listening to that man when I was younger. I used to just listen to say F Dan Bernstein. But
hey, Bernstein,
you got some love for the bigs. Cool.
Get in tune with the brothers, man. But we want to take you guys back to last year where we chopped it up with Kyle Hendricks. Before the game, 5 minutes with Kyle Hendricks at Wrigley Field. Like I said, man, we enjoyed it. The people enjoyed it. Kyle enjoyed it. and all access, man. Shout out to Jason Carr. Shout out to the late great. Well, not late great. Well, late great. He's not dead, but he's no longer with the Cubs anymore. One of our favorite PR guys around town, Peter Chase, for giving us all of the access and treating us like we deserve to be treated, man. So with that being said, we're going to put you guys in tune. 5 minutes with our guy. They call him the professor. We call him Poetry in Motion, Kyle Hendricks, man. Tap in with us. I thought I connected the Bluetooth. Hold on. Let us stop that. I thought I connected it.
Shout out to SD Sean Marcel for holding us down with the intro. That voice you heard at the beginning of this one is our boy.
Let me go back to the Bluetooth real quick. I thought I tapped in with the Rode Connect. We connected. All right. Let's take it back. Yeah, you're right, man. SD Sean Davis, he definitely hooked us up with this intro. So here we go.
You're rocking with the bigs. You already know. Chicago sports.
So we are here live. Got to re-welcome everybody to the Bigs TV. Shout out to everybody for tuning in. It's the second installment of 5 Minutes with today's guest, none other than my boy. I call him Poetry in Motion. He's known as the professor to most. Kyle Hendricks. Kyle, what's good, bro?
All is good. I feel great. Hopefully be back soon. So appreciate you having me on here, man.
Yeah, man, that was the question. I want to give the people a quick little fact. Before the road trip to Colorado and LA, chopped it up with Kyle. We were just talking off the record, talking about arm injuries, talking about arm care and all that type of stuff. Right after his next start, he comes up with a shoulder injury. So I told him I felt like I kind of jinxed him, but he reassured me that it wasn't my fault, so I feel so much better about that.
100%. Not on you.
Okay. But yeah, like I said, one of the guys, the first question obviously was, how do you feel and when will you be back? But you definitely just answered that.
Yeah. So I feel great. Threw a bullpen yesterday, finally, 30 pitches. My normal bullpen's usually about 45. So got just throwing today and tomorrow, and hopefully a full bullpen comes Saturday. Okay. And once I get that done Saturday, then probably the next step will be right after that. So I should be back pretty soon.
Okay. I'll kick it off. World Series champ, NL Pitcher of the Year. Man, you reached the mountaintop pretty quick, man. How's the ride been for you so far?
Oh, man, it's been unbelievable. I mean, this has been my dream since I was a little kid, playing in the big leagues, and I never knew what could happen. That was just always a dream. And so to be realizing it and actually living it, it doesn't feel real. I mean, even the World Series still, it's hard to actually sink that in. And I think what helps is just having all these Cubs fans around, and you really see how much they enjoy it and just the energy that's coming to the stadium since that all has happened, just the amount of Cubs fans all over the country, even when we go on the road, they're everywhere, man. So when we get to connect with them and hear their stories about it, kind of makes it a little more real. Yeah. But no, it's still been a surreal ride, and I'm just trying to soak up every minute.
Okay, we got a question from Terrence Spencer. T. Spencer, what's good, man? T says, has he ever talked to Maddox, and if so, did he give him any advice?
So I have not. Never met him, actually. I know he worked with the Rangers when I was there, but I was so young at the time. He was helping more of the big league team.
Okay.
And no, sorry. Unfortunately, I would love to meet him one day and pick his brain, but more, I watched him growing up. I grew up in Southern California, so I saw him at the end of his career in San Diego for a little bit, and he was still so good even at that time of his career. So I got to see him just a little, but I mean, YouTube, they got everything on YouTube. So watching some of his past games, more what I learned from Maddox, to be honest with you, though, is his mental approach to the game. I didn't really pick up the mental side of the game until kind of after college, or right at the end of college, and it just opened up a whole new world for me, just being able to simplify everything. And Henry Dorfman was a guy that Maddox worked really close with, and he's got a few books that I really just love, and really it comes down to just making it simple, focusing on making a good pitch. Not trying to be perfect, just make your selection, commit to it, and make a good pitch. And it's a lot easier said than done when you get out there in the heat of the battle and things start going awry, everything's going crazy around you. But learning the mental side of the game, I know Maddox, that's what he was so good at. Just simplifying and making a pitch. That's what made him good for so long, so that's something I really try and take in my game.
Yeah, I don't think most people, unless you played the game at a high enough level, I think if you play like any type of Division I, II, or III college baseball, then you kind of can get the mental aspect of it. But most people, they don't understand. I try to explain to them, especially as a hitter, not even as a pitcher, because that's another level. But as a hitter, coming into the box and being locked in like every pitch, it takes such a toll on you.
100%. It's a mental grind, and like you said, more so for the hitters. I mean, they're playing every single day,
right,
and they're facing so many different guys, guys with all kinds of different stuff, and for them to, number one, just remember what this guy has that they're facing, and also just what his process, what he might be doing to attack a hitter. When you see a guy that's locked in, you see him on every pitch, it's a grind for the pitcher, man. We can tell that they're in a good spot, and it just makes it such a tough at-bat. And yeah, we got a lot of guys in this lineup that do it really well, obviously, and so it's really fun watching those guys and taking their mental approach every single day out.
Speaking of the team, you guys are still in first place, a game up in the NL Central, which is pretty good right now. Not playing our best baseball, but being up at any time of the season is good. Right now, nobody looks like they want to take advantage of the Central. What's your outlook so far at this part of the season, and what can you guys do in the second half? Because after All-Star break is when it really counts.
Exactly. That's when the real baseball comes. But no, we've had stretches where we've played really well, especially here at home. Lately, it's been a little bit up and down for us. So I think our focus has been good, though. We come into the ballpark every single day as a club, and we're locked in and focused on what we got to do today, taking care of business and going and getting the W today. But so like you said, I think coming out of the All-Star break, it'd be nice. It's always nice getting a few days, just to be with family and kind of relax and rewind a little bit and just take that moment and get ready for the second half. But when we come to the second half, I think one thing is playing better on the road, just winning more games on the road, and still doing what we do at home, really defending our home ballpark. But it's such a tough division, and we knew that coming into the season. We knew how stacked up from top to bottom this division was going to be. So it's going to be a grind all year long, and it's going to be close all the way till the end. So we can't take anything for granted, and we just got to take advantage of every game in the second half.
Yeah, that's what Joe was saying yesterday. We asked him the same question, and he said he thinks it's going to be tough all the way out. Because, I was telling people yesterday, the NL Central has definitely been probably the best division in baseball for the last maybe 5 or 6 years.
For sure, you're right. I mean, the Cardinals have been there. The Cardinals are there every year. The Brewers, how they improved over, like you said, the last 4 or 5 years they've been there. They've been really good. And Cincinnati, they always have a great lineup. They've struggled with pitching, but this year they got it. So this year they have unbelievable starting pitching. So they're right there too. In Pittsburgh's played really well the last 5 years. So I would say top to bottom, it definitely has been the best division over the last 5 years, and we enjoy it though. Playing against the best competition, I think it prepares you by the time you get into September and especially October if you're playing playoff baseball.
And most of the guys on the roster have been in the playoffs the last 4 years, so you guys pretty much know what to expect, which is a plus for you.
Definitely, exactly. But one of the things that we've talked about kind of as a group is we know what to do, we know how to get there, but getting back and winning that last game of the year, that's the focus, and what do we have to do to accomplish that? And it's getting back into the day-to-day, coming into the ballpark every single day and focus on the task at hand. I think in the past maybe we get a little bit ahead of ourselves just because we had been there. And exactly. So we're like, we'll get to the playoffs and we'll kind of kick it on when we get there. And it's not going to work. You got to be ready to play every single day. So I think we've done a really good job of our, short-term focus this year. And it's just hopefully we can start playing really good baseball.
All right, we got one more for you before I let you get out of here, man. Let you get back to business. Drew Kurz, what's up, Drew? Drew says, you obviously have a long career ahead. Other than golf, what plans for an Ivy League guy such as yourself post-baseball?
That's a good question, man. Luckily at this point, I haven't had to think about it. So, yeah, I love baseball so much that playing the game and playing as long as I can, staying healthy. That's my number one focus right now. But yeah, post-baseball, golf is going to be a big part of it for sure. And then spending time with family. You know, you don't get as much time as you really think. During season, you're always at the ballpark or you're on the road. So spending time with family, playing golf, and then we'll see where life takes me from there, you know. Maybe stay in baseball. I love the game so much that there's a possibility of staying in the game, I would say, but you never know. If you play for so long, I could not want to do that, you know. So I'm taking it one day at a time, and hopefully I'll be set up here and just play a long career in baseball.
Yeah, you're still pretty young, so you really don't need to think about that type of stuff.
For sure, yeah.
All right, one more, and then you can get out of here.
Yeah.
D-Row, what's up, Darius? Darius Rowe, he says, oh no, this is my boy Phil Pitts, one of my high school brothers. Okay. He says, if he could pitch to one all-time great, who would he want to face?
That's a good one. That's good. I would say Barry Bonds. Barry Bonds. I grew up in Southern California, so the Angels were my favorite team, and JT Snow was my guy.
Okay.
So when I was really young, and so he went to the Giants when I was 7 or 8 years old, maybe, and so I became a Giants fan from that time on. And Barry Bonds was one of my guys, man. And just being a big left-handed hitter, they're always challenges for me.
Right.
Usually they're the toughest guys for me to face. They're the big left-handed power hitters. So just facing him, and when he was in his prime, man, you give him one pitch and it was over the fence, you know. So I just think it would be an awesome challenge and definitely a fun at bat. But he'd probably get the best of me. But I would love to see what would happen with him.
That would be great, man. Your mental approach versus his.
Exactly.
I'll never forget the time the bases were loaded and they walked this guy. You'd rather take a run than a chance of. Would you have, if you were the manager?
Oh man, I don't know. That's a tough call to make right there. I feel like you got to pitch to him. You got to take your chances.
Thank you,
but that's a tough one. You know, he was just that good.
Yeah,
he was that good. Yeah.
Well, man, that's it, man. Kyle's got to get back to business. But again, we appreciate him coming to rock with the Big CB. This is one of my favorite guys, and I'm not just being biased. Kyle is definitely one of the best guys in the clubhouse to talk to. He makes my job that much easier and that much more fun, and it doesn't seem like work. So shout out to y'all for tuning in. Shout out to my boy for rocking with us. It's the Bigs TV, 5 Minutes with Kyle Hendricks. It's been a blast, and we out of here, man.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you,
Yeah, thank you so much, man. That was awesome. That was fun. Good luck, man.
All right.
It's the bigs, they calling us the bigs, it's the bigs, but not because I side. It's the bigs, they calling us the bigs, it's the bigs, but not because I side.
Man.
Yeah, brother.
Let me tell you something, man. That was the best interview Kyle Hendricks ever had in his MLB career. Did you see him at the end? You're like, hey, that was dope. Yeah.
But let me tell you the backstory to that. So before it happened, you know how it goes. The guys, some of the pitchers, because I think Kyle had pitched the night before or the day before that. So
and that's he had to avail the time.
Yeah, but so they come out, they go through their whatever they do. Kyle was taking BP. So after BP, he was walking, past the dugout, and I'm like, Kyle, man, let me you got a minute? He was like, yeah, man, what's up? I was like, man, I want to do such and such, which he was like, man, let me go and finish my workout, and when I'm done, I'll circle right back over here to you. Give me like 15 minutes. Cool. So we doing our thing pregame. All the writers are down there. We just chopping it up, people doing whatever they do. So I'm just chilling, talking to, I was talking to Gordon or somebody. He comes back, Gordon was like, he pointed, and I turned around, and Kyle Hendricks is just standing right behind me, waiting on me.
Yes,
and I'm like, he was like, man, let's do it. He's like, man, I told you I was coming back. I'm like, oh, man. You know what I'm saying? So
yes,
we went in the dugout and chopped it up, but that's one of the cool things, and that's why Kyle Hendricks has always been one of my – he's top 3 favorite guys I've ever talked to. You catch him anytime. He's going to give you his time, chop it up. He's just a cool guy. He's that Ivy League guy. He went to Dartmouth, I think. He has that Ivy League background.
You can tell he's up here.
Totally up here. But
you got to figure it out up here.
Period.
Yeah.
Which aids and assists who he is on the field. And we could talk about Kyle for the rest of this hour. But I'm just glad to see Kyle finally getting his just due. Too bad they had to trade Yu Darvish, but now Kyle Hendricks is the ace of the squad.
You got the juice now, Kyle.
Yeah, man, and I feel like he can do an outstanding job of leading, this core of pitchers. Like
he's ready.
Yeah,
he's ready.
And him, Zach Davies, Alec Mills, somebody else, not Jake, whoever else they got, Trevor Williams, they kind of all share the same similarities as far as pitching style.
But the other similar characteristic I love about them, they all gamers.
They are gamers.
You know what I mean? Like Cal Hendricks, Game 7. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, man.
You know he's going to be ready no matter what.
Yeah, having that background and just being ready to lead this new batch. Again, this is the Cubs team, who the core of the World Championship team. The core is still here with Kyle, Jay Hay, Javi, Chris.
And real quick, I got to say this. I heard David Ross say that he wants the guys to be selfish.
And that's a whole nother conversation
like
we got to get. This the only way.
It's the only way. I actually love it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, give Rossi props for being a more progressive.
Man, that is a real manager for you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like, look, be selfish. You're Anthony Rizzo, fam. You're Chris Bryant. Go out and get yours. Like the job will work itself out. You know what I mean? Go up and do you.
Looking forward to the season, man. We got approximately maybe 2 weeks, 2.5 weeks before the start of the season.
April 1st.
Cracking on the south side. It's cracking on the north side. We still looking for this we still looking for this Subway World Series.
I'm putting money on that every year till it happens. So, Gino, man, before we get up out of here, drop the word of the day.
So check this out, man. I'm dictionary.com sent me something. And we're going to stray away from my usual word of the day.
Are you going with the new word?
Today's word of the day, bro.
Yes, sir.
Ron Rilla. Today's word of the day. Finna.
Bow down, Chicago.
Finna.
Chicago, you deserve it.
Hold on, you saying dictionary sent that to you?
Finna.
It's an actual word now.
Finna is in the dictionary.
It's always been a word, but now the dictionary recognizes it and has an actual meaning for it.
A phonetic spelling representing the African-American vernacular English variant of fixing to. A phrase commonly used in southern U.S. dialects to mark the immediate future while indicating preparation or planning already in progress. Oh, no. She finna break his heart.
Is that the sentence that... that is perfect. That is perfect context of finna.
We finna get up out of here because Cuz and Herb finna kick it off with I said what I said.
Yes. Just want to say, Mom, all them times you told me finna ain't a word. What do you have to say now, Mom?
I know, Mom.
Yes, it is.
Finna, Joe. With that being said, man, you have wrapped up another episode of On the Soil with the Bigs. Like we said, up next, man, we got the guys, the brothers, them.
Herb and 2.
Cousin 2. 1/3 of the kickoff, kickback, our boy Herb Howard. I said what I said. Intellectual thuggery at its absolute finest.
Yes, sir.
They're out of control, man. They're out of control.
That means they're in control. I feel like their natural element is kind of out of control, but I love it that way.
Hey, man. Lock in with the brothers.
I said what I said, man.
We appreciate the family members in the comment section. We love you guys. There is no On the Soil. There is no The Bigs without you guys. And we'll see y'all Monday. No kickoff, kickback this week. We're trying to retool and get back to...
Season 1 is in the books.
Yes.
We're coming back with Season 2.
Season 2 is going to be epic, man. So with that being said, for myself, for my player partner T-Time, for Ron Rilla holding us down behind the boards. And y'all know what we do over here, man. Show love, spread love, stay away from the haters. Circulate the dollar with your people. Ron Rilla, man.
It's the Bigs
Tell your
way.
people to circulate the dollar with our people, man. We got to keep that dollar in our circle for...
Shout out to my Sir and Madam delivery that I got this morning. Thank you.
You see me, I'm leaders up. Shout out to Corey. And I got something jumping off next week. Shout out to Cuz for blessing. Cuz been... Hold on, man. We might have to go a minute past time, Ron. We got to get Cuz his flowers, man. Cuz been holding me down since the Mick Luda days. Cuz done designed so many different album covers and designs and logos. And Cuz blessed me again. So next week, man, I got something dropping for the people that y'all gonna have to touch down with me, man, because we setting standards around here, man. So shout out to Cuz for holding me down. I'm rocking leaders every day. Shout out to my boy Corey. But, man, circulate the dollar with your people. But most importantly, man, just always keep it player, man. There's a lot of non-player individuals out here running rampant in these streets. And keep your third eye open, man, because it could wear off on you. Ron Rilla, man, stay away from these player haters and these unplayer individuals, man.
Keep them out your sight for Ron.
With that being said, man,
it's us.
We out of here. 2 fingers.
WIIFTV PM.